Hi and welcome back to Maxim's Inside Track for another edition. We've got the State of Origin edition this week, so go the Maroons. I'll kick it off with full cream milk powder. We've seen a slight decline on the GDT overnight, and I think this is an extremely good result just based on Fonterra pulling volume back to the front months and significant volume. So I think we can take this as a pretty good result. This now puts whole milk powder as the most favoured stream, with skim milk powder and butter decline. So whole milk powder will be back in favour as a return. We've also seen New Zealand's milk flow looking like it's going to land about 2.6–2.7% up on last year, which is well down on the forecasted sort of 5 to 7% up. So they've lost a little bit of milk over there, but they've had some rain and it should be a good start to the season. So yeah, whole milk holding up relatively well. Moving on to skim milk powder now. We've seen a decline of about 4% across the board on this product group. This is probably the most disappointing result. It felt as though with a balanced supply demand, particularly in Europe, that this may have tracked sideways. It is interesting to note that the Oceania Fonterra product has come back in line with European offerings on that GDT platform. I'd expect this to hold up reasonably well, skim milk powder, but we'll see how the European season trails off. Moving on to the fats now, butter and AMF. We've seen a pretty significant decline on the GDT platform for Oceania product. Butter down 10%, AMF down about 5%. These declines are starting to bring this region in line with what we're seeing out of Europe and in particular Ireland. So starting to burn off demand at these extremely high price points and starting to drift off. As our season kicks off down in New Zealand and Australia, it'll be interesting to see what happens to these fat prices. Moving on to cheese. GDT showing some big swings on this particular product, so up 14% 2 weeks ago, down 14%, just based on small volumes. What we're seeing out of the US, that CME pricing is at around 5-year averages and relatively robust at those numbers. So this category is still firmish. Oceania product is difficult to get, in particular Australian origin. This has been the case for some time and probably won't change at least through into a new season, and then we go through some maturation. Moving on to whey and lactose. Still seeing that permeate out of the US, struggling with the swine flu playing out in China and other Asian regions. Sweet whey powder drifting off slightly, however not as much as probably expected based on where permeate's at, and we've also seen some pretty robust numbers on lactose, in particular that higher end infant pharmaceutical grade product securing good numbers, and some of that lower quality product. The European market for standardising has been robust and holding relatively firmish. Thanks very much for watching this edition of Maxim's Inside Track, and go the Queenslanders!